Hello and welcome to this lecture where we start to learn the first Japanese script, Hiragana. This is part one. I think there'll be 4 or 5 parts by the end of all the lectures together. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Before we do, let's just quickly go over what Hiragana is again. Hiragana is a phonetic script, so it means the symbols represent the sound that is being made. It is used for particles, grammar, words where the kanji is deemed too difficult, and onomatopoeic sounds very often. Whilst you could write Japanese entirely in hiragana, it would be very difficult to understand without kanji, but nevertheless it is an important script to learn. So, how will this lesson work? I will have a video in the bottom on the right hand side of the screen showing how the hiragana is supposed to be written. My camera quality isn't amazing, but you should be able to see how it's being written. On the left of the slide, the pronunciation of the hiragana will be explained, and also on the left side, a potential mnemonic, or a way of associating the hiragana with a known concept, will be suggested. If they don't work for you, feel free to try and create your own or use other tools online to try and learn hiragana effectively. Instead of getting all the hiragana in one long single lesson, I'm going to try and split this up into 4 or 5 different videos as I suggested. Otherwise, you could quite easily get overwhelmed with just the amount of symbols you have to learn all at once, characters you have to learn at once. Okay, so here we are. The first hiragana is A. There's the writing on the right. A is pronounced A. As a mnemonic, within the character's shape, look for a capital A with the lines cross. So the lines cross here in the middle, and if you tilt your head, you can see an A. The A is for A. Next is E. E is pronounced E. In the brackets, by the way, it is what you have to type on a computer to get that hiragana to show up. So it's pronounced E, but you type in an I, it's E. That's how it's romanized from Japanese to English. The left side of this hiragana looks like an I. So perhaps you can remember this kanji as I for E or E. Next up is U. U is pronounced U. So U in the romanized letters. This hiragana looks a lot like a sideways U with a line on top. So U for U. U. Next up is E. This is the romanization of E, so E. This hiragana looks a little like an elegant signature. If you think of an elegant signature, think of E. E for elegant. And the final of the first 5 hiragana characters is O. O is pronounced O and depicted as O when on a Roman keyboard. There are 2 small O's hidden in the hiragana, O for O. Alternatively, I can see an ostentatious footballer doing keepy-ups with the ball on the right-hand side of the character. Ostentatious footballer equals O. O. There we go. That wasn't so hard, was it? That is the first 5 hiragana characters. I implore you while we're doing this to write them over and over again. It is a dull, long process, but it is an important one because these characters will be with you as long as you study Japanese. They're a necessary foundation for everything we're going to do. On the other hand, I wouldn't just write, I'd use other tools as well. And on this slide, I have some recommendations. The Tofugu Kana quiz is pretty good. I like Hiragana Drag and Drop and Real Kana. I used them quite a lot when I was studying Hiragana back in the day. Real Kana in particular, because you can limit the Hiragana you're studying to just the Hiragana you know. So you can limit it to just these 5 characters, the A column. And they really are immensely helpful alongside the video lectures and the writing. But that's enough review. We can move on to the next 5 characters, which is what I was going to say. But before we do, I would recommend using the tools on the previous slide alongside physically writing. And if you want to write on normal paper, you can, but specialized stroke order sheets are online as well. And you can also buy Genko Yoshi, which are Japanese manuscript papers where you can write inside the squares. They're also very helpful for sort of gauging how big each character should be. So there's lots of different ways to write if you just find the best way for you. Our sixth hiragana character now is ka. Ka is pronounced ka and written ka. The symbol looks a little like a can-can dancer. Ka for can-can. Alternatively, it could be a famous footballer, Kaka, doing keepy-ups. Ka for kaka. If you're a football fan, like I am, that's a very easy way to remember it. Next up is ki. Ki is pronounced ki. This one's simple. Ki looks like a key. Ki for key. Next up is ku, which is pronounced ku. One way of saying eat in Japan is quite colloquial, is ku. It's an extended ku sound. In this mnemonic, you can remember this as Pac-Man, because it looks a little bit like Pac-Man. Cooing the ghost. Pac-Man equals ku. Alternatively, you could imagine it as the similar mathematical symbol for less than. Less than equals ku. Ke. Ke is pronounced ke. I have always seen this as a sword stuck in the ground on the right and a guy called Kevin on my left trying to pluck it out of the ground. Ke for Kevin. Ko is pronounced ko. I've always seen this as two little worms lying next to each other. If you want the sound to sort of fit, you could say that they are coddling, but it doesn't really work. Let me know if you find any better mnemonics, but to me, they're little worms that are cuddling, so that's close enough to the sound to work for me. And that is hiragana number 10 done and dusted. After every 5 hiragana you learn, I do encourage you to take a short break. Then, after about 10 minutes, try to replicate what you've just learned and write the characters out, and say them out loud. Pronunciation is just as important. Keep testing yourself. It is repetitive, but it does work. But for today, those are the 10 hiragana we are focusing on and we have completed. Next time, we will learn the next 10 hiragana characters. After each lesson, a hiragana quiz will be available in the course guidelines. It will include all the hiragana up to that lesson. Hiragana can be a little dull to learn because you're just learning characters with no meaning behind them. Once we learn vocab and kanji and grammar and be able to speak sentences, it will get much more exciting. But this is unfortunately groundwork we need to do. But you've already made good progress today, and next time we'll go through hiragana 11 to 20. So until then, thank you.